Hello my fellow hunters. In this video we'll talk about how I landed my biggest bounty yet, some tricks, my mindset, and other things that really helped me. If you find it helpful. I initially framed this as an improper access control bug with medium severity that had high attack complexity, but later I was able to compromise approximately 900 organizations, so I immediately jumped to critical. It shows how crucial it is to structure your Recon's files, your previous knowledge, and how to utilize AI. And another thing, I would always think, why do these YouTubers who make videos about their bounties not just so on their target application like Nonsense-Shin and things sensitive, but why not so? I found out that the companies won't let you do that even if they allow disclosure. So we've also made something to demonstrate this. I didn't want to, but it's good if you do that. Let me just, it is this right. Let me go through Kaido, make sure it's it. Okay. So to start, let me give you an app overview. The application, there were projects on this application. You could make projects. You could have multiple users. They would have roles such as there were admin, developer, billing, and viewer. A general SaaS application, right? And we at this point we had checked everything, like everything. Let me show you. Let me hide that. Okay, so this is from the real one, like real application we were testing. We had edit rules. We have delete users, invite, create application, delete application, audit log, and so on, right? And I copied some of my flows, I think, and we had tried everything. This does not sum everything we've tried, but we tried to delete users, invite users with other permissions, try to do things that these others were not allowed to do. We did everything that came to my mind, every possible business logic vector we've been tried. As you can see, we had made 4 accounts. We could just edit role. I hope Prox is catching this. I don't need to show you this. It's just, I don't know what this application is. Okay. As you can see, we could change roles, we could edit roles, we could, God, I did not remove admin. Okay, I removed the admin. Okay, so let's get the general gist of it. And then we could invite members. Okay, let me invite myself. And we could invite members. And the access control here was very, very nicely implemented. So far, the application was rock solid. I had tried attacking the authentication flow, checking session handling, file upload vulnerabilities. So far, everything felt beautifully. This was the crucial part. I was about to move on. It had been my third day testing this site and nothing. And I mean nothing. So I was like, let's move on to a different subdomain. Then I went to my Recon directory and inspected some of my JS files. There were JS files that I had, and then I started inspecting these JS files, and among those JS files I found something. There was an endpoint API v1 project ID/wallets. Most of the applications have something like this, so it does not look like anything suspicious or anything, and then we went to our API list directory, and when we tried to grab this, we could not find such an endpoint at all. We tried searching for all of the files we had, and then we could not find it. But I was still not sure. So, but my gut was screaming, check it out, check it out. But I was not sure. And this is where AI helps. I had made the MCLI active, so I told it to crawl this JS file and inspect this specific parameter. And well, it told me that it was a valid finding. I was like, because everything I edited it frames it as a vulnerability with unrealistic scenarios, right? I was like, make a request and let's see. And then it made a request. The request was something like let me show you here. The request was something like get API v1 some gibberish and then wallets. There was this, it took an host parameter target dashboard.target.com and correction keep alive. I don't think we needed this as well, but let's just check it. And this gave me a message in a JS file. This gave me a message. Okay, I should stop. Evolved equals false. So I looked at this and I was like, okay, so what? There's nothing here at all. This is not even a finding. It made a request and it looked like it was returning a validation structure. So I was like, I had nothing at all. But then something caught my eye. I looked here. Now if you look at here, this is the endpoint we found. We have this project ID and we cannot see anything there. But if you look at here, there's a project ID. I started without gibberish, but Gemini had placed an ID there, and I was like, what the hell? Where did you get this? And Zem was like, in these files that we had while doing Recon, there are many project IDs, so I just placed one of them there as a placeholder. And then I immediately knew what was going on. So in here, if we go here, let me toggle this wallet feature. So this is the endpoint. We go to, I don't think we need all of this. Can I just send this and get okay, I can get it. API v1 this project ID right now, so let's take this. And this was what it was returning me. Not exactly this, there were other some other things as well, but it was returning things like this. And then I immediately knew what was going on, so I went to an account I had. I went and there was the section wallet. There was the wallet configurations section, so I configured my wallet and then I sent this request again, and it had returned me some information. There was no check if it belonged to that user or not. We just needed this ID. There's no session cookie authorization here, as you can see, and we were able to extract all the wallet information about the target application. But the problem is this ID was a 15 character string which could not be guessable or brute forceable. This is what I meant when I said that I framed this as a medium finding because of the attack complexity. It could have been traced as low, or the tracer could just have said not reproducible, as we don't know how to get the ID. Okay, I still reported this and I was not much confident about it. It was a finding, okay, but what happened afterwards is what made this a true vulnerability. Okay, I'll tell you. After I closed it, I closed my laptop and explained the vulnerability to myself. Upon explaining, I had that thought. Then Gemini initially placed an ID that said this. That said wallet enabled equals false, meaning I have a large Recon file, a very large Recon file, and Gemini said there are many of these IDs. So could one of those IDs have a wallet configured? Could they be valid? And a tip for all of you fellow hunters or beginners is that always keep your directory and files in structured. As you can see, I've shown it already. If you can see, I have admin endpoints, API endpoints, live domains, reflective URLs for accesses, testing, JS files, and so on. Make sure to keep the files structured. Don't just keep them in a single file or in a file which has a name that doesn't quite make sense, because remember we found this vulnerability in one of the JS files, in one of these, and the next findings were about to be done to these files in my directories. So I went and told Gemini. I don't think I can save the conversation. Yep, I can't. I'm sorry. And then I went and so I went to Gemini and told it to grab all the IDs you can find in the directories file and name it as project IDs. As you can see here, if I do get project IDs, these are some random ones, but we have found approximately 900 of these IDs. And let me tell you something cool. So I have my I always have my AI agents configured in a way that would really help me. So I told it to maintain a to-do list, meaning it will maintain a to-do list for me and constantly annoy me to complete these tasks. Looking at this, I noticed something else. Gemini was constantly telling me to do something. I was so zoomed in that I had forgot to do some things. And I'll tell you why this helps later. So I went and then I ran brute force on them, and to my surprise, within 1 minute, we found 11 IDs which returned me valid configuration of these users. See that it means we were able to find organizations IDs and their spot wallet configurations. Okay, this was okay. Now why did I mention the to-do list? I think most of you have already noticed here. In the to-do list, Gemini was constantly annoying me to check out something. API v1 Pro 6. It says check this out. Note says it was screaming me to check this out. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And then it clicked. I am looking at the wallet's endpoint. Yeah, sure. For those organizations that does not have wallet configured, I cannot see it, but that does not mean that they don't have a project at all. So if I send this, I was able to receive all the information. It included employees' emails, the project they are working on, their role, the project IDs, the wallet. If you see here, we did not need that wallet endpoint at all. If I send this again, it would even return me their wallet address. So as you can see, I was so zoomed in that I forgot to check if I can access the entire application without putting the wallet parameter, right? So what happened here is so what happened here is the 900 approx, not exactly 900 IDs we had collected, not all of them had returned a valid configuration of the wallets, so it was halved. Okay, but when we remove the wallets parameter, completely, we had gained access to 900 organizations, everything. And these were not small organizations. They had domains configured, they had their web applications, they had everything configured, and like that we had gained access to 900, not 900, I keep saying that, but approximately it was 860 something. Timna was constantly telling me to remove the wallets parameter, and I may have noticed this, but you guys can see if you can configure these agents correctly, then how helpful it could be. So I went and removed the wallet parameter, and all those 900 organizations were valid and returning all the project details. To make it short, I found an endpoint that suit data of 900 organizations. This is not the main thing here, though. What I wanted to highlight is that if I had not manually looked, manual hunting, if I had not manually looked at the JS file, then my Recon had completely missed that endpoint. Second is the data from the beforehand Recon that I had done, and the clean structure of my directory. This helped me to grab all these IDs that were there, but we didn't know what values they had. And second, AI is, I think we should not treat AI as an employee who will do everything for us, but maybe as an assistant or a learning partner that would help us, because it reported it to me as a low finding, and when I looked carefully, it had found something very good, but it lacked context. So With the right configuration, it became a great partner. And the main thing is, when I closed when I closed my laptop and explained the vulnerability to myself as if I were explaining the treasure, I had found a lot of things that were limitations of my vulnerability, as well as the scope of a vulnerability as well, and the other things I could do with this. So I think these were the key takeaways. I'm not so good at explaining. Um, I hope you guys understood that, learned something useful from this video. And another thing I want to highlight is uh, most of you, I think me as well, have a habit of constantly checking YouTube videos, watching tutorials, walkthroughs, reading articles, reports. And don't get me wrong, this is a great habit, but this was keeping me chained. I would never hunt, as maybe because of my initial book bounty journey, because unconscious, my unconscious brain was maybe a little bit hesitant, because at first I was only finding informational duplicates or NA, um, which is really something that held me back, and I never just tried to hack. I noticed this some months ago that my hacking capabilities have grown a lot, and I was learning very, very valid bugs, but I was just not hunting enough. So that made me want to stop looking at learning materials aggressively and doing what I've learned, read, and saw. And I think that will help me and you all in the long run. I'm still learning. I hope I was able to help you guys, even if it's a little bit. And for everyone who watches this video, if you want to be better, then I think collaborating with people is a great idea. Hit me up on LinkedIn, find communities, and keep going. Have a nice day.